Shalom, shalom. Back at it again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. We the sons of Yasha Alakim out in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan. I got the brother Araya Shapar with me. Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Lord willing, this is edifying unto the elect. We're going to get right into it. Another quick hit. All right. As you can see, the topic on the video, it
Turn
says...
right after 3/4 of a mile onto US 85 South.
It says the EU is driving Polexit. All right. So this is on Zero Hedge. I don't know if y'all can see that right now. But it says, thanks to the work of Brussels and Berlin, all right, in alienating Poles from the EU, the topic of Polexit is no longer taboo. It now looks certain that the money, from the EU Recovery Fund owed to Poland will not arrive in Warsaw before the 2023 parliamentary elections. And notice, it's always about the money, man. The scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay? So, it says this dramatic move is a purely political decision taken in Brussels and Berlin to starve the unruly Poles. You see? So now as persecution is arising in Europe due to this Nord Stream 2 and the oil energy crisis, you got house against house. Esau is saying which Edomites they want to live and which Edomites they have to die, man. All right? You don't worship the beast, right? You're going to be killed. But the root word in the word kill in the Greek is it means to separate, man. So you're going to be separated from the system. Okay? So it says now there are leaks in the media that the remaining EU funds owed to Poland will also be frozen. Imagine that, man. A whole country, because remember, the country's money is in a central bank. So the central bank of central banks, the Bank of International Settlements or other central banks, Bank of England, whatever, they can easily freeze a whole country's assets, man. So the government can't give out no welfare, no aid to the people. It says this is no surprise given that the EU establishment has abandoned any pretense of even-handedness. It is logical that Brussels brings out all available weapons against the hated conservative law and justice PIS government. The objective is to make Poles vote the right way and choose the right government. See, so they use tactics. What it says that the devil done nothing but to kill, steal, and destroy. All right, they use that. All right, to make you do what they want to do, man. All right, and I pretty much leave it on that because that's the main point. All right, but I'll get into the scriptures. The first one I wanted to get into is the book of Daniel. Book of Daniel, chapter 2. All right, about the vision that was given unto Nebuchadnezzar about all the kingdoms of the earth. So we're gonna start at verse 40, and it reads, "And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron." The fourth kingdom was what? The Roman Empire. "For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things," because the military might that the Roman Empire had was superior to all other empires. "And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise." Right. Anywhere that the Roman government proxy armies go, or mercenaries, military go, it completely destroys, bruises that economy and that government of these other countries. All right. And it takes it over. Verse 41. "And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of the potter's clay, and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided." You see? So the fourth kingdom, the beast, which is the ancient Roman Empire, it got revived. It was killed, but it was healed. All right. And it turned into the NATO and the EU, man. All right. NATO being the beast, the EU being the 10 horns. All right. upon the beast. Okay, because the EU was first called the EC, which is the European Economic Commission, and it consisted of 10 countries before it became all these multiple countries. All right. So the kingdom is divided. As you can see, we saw that at the beginning when Britain exited the European Union. We knew that the scriptures was fulfilling, prophecy was fulfilling. Not too long ago, an article came out that France exited the energy global energy treaty with other European nations because of everything that's going on right now with Russia, right, and the Nord Stream 2 and things of that nature. Now Russia is using Turkey with the Turk Stream and going to make them a major energy hub, right? So it goes on to say, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay, right? So the NATO and the EU still has that Roman Empire strength. However, it's mixed with miry clay. You know how they say, you can't mix oil with water. You know what I mean? Clay and iron can't mix. If you had I don't know, a sword or something that was all iron and strong, but imagine parts of that iron sword got clay in it. As soon as you hit something with it, it's gonna break.
Shit, even the clay handle, huh?
Yeah, clay handle. You swing it right. the whole shit, right.
Crack, break.
Verse 42, and the toes of the feet were part of irons, and that goes into the EU because you have 10 toes. See, and it matches with them 10 horns in Revelation that was on the beast, man. All right. And part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's why I said I brought up the money part, right? Because this is talking about uh, uh, economic strength and economic weakness upon amongst these countries, man. Germany is a strong economy. Britain is a strong economy, relatively speaking. France is a strong one. Greece is a weak one. Portugal's a weak one. Poland is a weak one. You see? So it says, verse 43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another. See, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So all these Edomites, they're all Edomites, and for the most part, right? In Europe, you're gonna have Israelites looking like Edomites, but this is not the topic for right now. But these Edomites, a Polish Edomite versus a German Edomite, a Temanite, as the scriptures would call them, they not rocking with each other. And that's all through prophecy, because Yahweh Shah said, I've seen Satan fall from heaven as lightning. What does that mean? He saw the international banking families, basically the rulership of Esau, falling quick. You see what I'm saying? From rulership, heaven being a rulership position. All right. So that's pretty much it on there. You got a precept out.
Yeah, just going into how you was talking about, these EU countries, this beast, they're becoming divided.
Yeah.
So this is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom stand?
Yeah, break it down. Huh?
So, pretty much these countries, they're not on the same page. You know what I mean? They're not on the same accord. You know what I mean? You got one trying to go left and one trying to go right. They're divided. You know what I mean? And if you got a brain, trying to make two different moves, that's called schizophrenia. You know what I mean? They're bugged out. They don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
And that's scriptural, because in Deuteronomy, I want to say chapter 31, it says the Lord shall put all these curses that I put upon thee upon your enemies. What's one of the curses that he put upon us? And the Lord shall smite thee with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. You go into that word madness, it means crazy, insane. A mental health problem is schizophrenia. So the Most High put in this crazy ass mindset on these Edomites, man. All right, so just like how Yahweh Shah said, who he prophesied, man, they going divided against itself. If Satan casts out Satan, the kingdom shall no longer stand. You got a whole country or a system trying to cast out a toe. Imagine you trying to cut off your own toe. You see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. How is the European Union cutting out people that was originally a part of it because they're not fucking, voting the way you want them to, when the elite know everybody is selected, not elected, but they got to do it to make it this, and then certain get too much power, but they losing power, man. All right. So if you got one more, this is my last precept. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16, and it reads, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast." See, so like I said, that 10 horns is the same thing as them 10 toes. Oh, that's the spirit. Yeah, that's it right there. Right? So the 7 heads is the 7 rulerships of Esau. All right? Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain, France, and then Britain. And out of Britain came that little horn, which is America. And upon them 7 heads was the 10 horns, which is the EU, which I said was the EEC at first, with 10 countries. All right. The European Economic Commission, because it's all about money. The European Union was an economic conglomerate. Okay. And it said, "Which thou sawest upon the beast," which is the Roman Empire. Okay, so the EU is the one that sits upon that's the power structure. Horn means power. All right, it's the power that is given unto the beast, which is NATO, these European nations. "These shall hate the whore." Who's the whore? Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots, of all the abominations upon the earth, America. "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." You see what I'm saying? Now, this is symbolic. For what? The EU is going to, all those people that's equipped. And a matter of fact, you said you had a comment on the ICBMs. Yeah. So the EU is going to basically, something is going to happen, and we see this type of temperature right now, because when they're looking at it, they're seeing America's behind all of this shit. Poland is like, oh, the European Union want us to starve, and they trying to kick us out the EU because of America trying to. And Poland, if they have any, ICBMs, you know what I mean, underground type shit, black market shit, they're gonna be like, fuck it, we gonna, as soon as Russia hit that first button, we gonna fire it up. But that's as all I got out. You got any closing out comments?
Yeah, so these EU countries, they're not with it. They're not with these moves that America making, because essentially they're sabotaging, their own systems, trying to come up against Russia. These countries, they depend on Russian natural gas. You know what I mean? And them going against Russia is going to hurt their country. They're gonna be starving. They're gonna be without heat, and it's gonna affect their citizens, who are gonna rise up against these countries. And they're going to start to kill these higher officials. You know what I mean? And they're not with it. So they're either going to get down with Russia, or they're going to get destroyed. So
in the day, they the devil, they evil, Russia, blah 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 blah, right? But then you're gonna do business with them and make them rich, because you trying to get rich your damn self. So now when shit get to hit the fan, all they gotta do is cut off the merchandise and products they were selling you. Now you fucked up because of your capitalistic mindset of, I can get rich off of doing business with an enemy. It's not personal, it's just business. That's why the kingdom is going to be ruled with a rod of iron, man. It ain't going to be no everybody has an equal opportunity. No, the Most High don't look at everybody as equal. He looks at the Israelites above all other nations. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to suck the milk of the Gentiles, man. You're going to carry our sons and our daughters upon your shoulders. You see what I'm saying? Whenever we say so, man. All right? You got to be in that rulership mindset. But I say because uh, Yahweh for Yahweh's kingdom to go up.
Yeah. You damn heathens. You gonna get the
Spiritual glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who do well. Peace and salutations to the whole Polexit out of the book. Ababa Ball, Kwame Yasharala, Shalom to the next time.
Shalom.
Shalom, Laha, Alahayim, peace of God.